In today's video, I'm going to share how I conceal my under eye dark circles and bags using a really simple technique, only 2 products. So if you're ready, let's begin. Just as we moisturise our skin before we apply foundation, you must first moisturise under your eyes. I'm using Fast Response Eye Cream, which is a great little cream that depuffs, hydrates, minimises fine lines and dark circles. It contains ingredients like caffeine, which is great for helping with under eye dark circles. I'm just going to basically take a grain size amount, but dab it on the orbital bone. So I'm not going really close to the actual eye, and I'm just going to dab it all around here, and it will sink into the skin and hydrate. You'll also find that the concealer will sit on your skin a lot better if your under eye area is plumped and hydrated. I'm going to be totally upfront with you. Most of us, if not all of us, have some kind of under eye darkness which tends to age us. It can be hereditary, we might not be hydrated enough, it might be because of we're getting older. Sometimes it's really tempting to apply a lighter coloured concealer, lighter than your skin tone, lighter than your foundation, under the eye area in the hope that it's going to lift and brighten and make us look a little bit more youthful. The trouble is, if you're going to apply a lighter colour under your eye, you're just going to highlight the issues under the eye. When I say issues, I mean dark circles, fine lines, wrinkles. What you really need to do is to use a colour that's very close to your skin tone or the same shade as your foundation, which will work much better. Now, if you need to colour correct, then you need to do that first before you apply your concealer. And when I say colour correct, I mean neutralising whatever the tones are underneath the eye area. For example, if you've got redness under the eye, you're best to go with something that's yellow, because yellow neutralises redness really well. If you've got sort of purpley blue under eye areas, peaches and apricots will work better. If your under eye darkness is more like a dark browny shade, then orange is absolutely brilliant, and depending on how dark the actual darkness is will very much depend on how dark or light your colour corrector is. Once you've colour corrected, then of course you can lighten it up. I'm using this Clinique Even Better Concealer, which is wonderful, especially for older eyes, because it's combined with skincare as well, so you'll find that this doesn't sink into fine lines and wrinkles. So I'm just literally applying it just here. So my skin tone is naturally golden yellow, whereas I'm using a peachy pinky shade to actually colour correct. I'm going to use this as a concealer as well because it's not too much lighter than my actual skin tone. Remember, I've only just literally gone into the inner corner. I haven't done a great big triangle. That doesn't work too well in real life, especially if you're older than 25 maybe. Next, I'm going to apply it just to the outer corner here. I tend to get darkness on the outer corner of the eye as well. Just pat it here, just like that. Remember, I'm not taking it down here because under here it is movable. When you smile, it moves. But the outer and the inner doesn't move, so the makeup isn't going to shift around, therefore preventing any creasing or caking under the eye area. And I usually take it over the eyelid as well, sometimes just to help with discoloration. And I just tap the excess, anything that's left on the brush, under here. So that small amount of concealer has made such a massive difference. You don't need tons of it. And plus it doesn't move around, so when you're talking, when you're laughing, happy, smiling, that inner corner area and the outer corner is just going to stay put. Then any excess on the brush, just tap around the rest of the eye area. I think the difference is quite visible. So I'm just going to pop on my brows and my foundation. I'm not going to do this side yet because I want you to see the difference. Now that I've got my foundation on this side of the face, you can see that it all kind of like blends together really, really well, and the concealer, it's really seamless. Now, there is one other major thing that I need to do to ensure that this concealer isn't going to fall into fine lines and wrinkles and just look really, really rubbish. Just going to put the rest of my makeup on. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back, party face on, and the finishing touch, favourite setting powder, which you've seen me use in quite a few videos. It's such a fine powder, setting powder. It's transparent and it diminishes the look of lines, which, what's not to love about that? I'm just taking a small amount and literally, that's all you do. And that, my friends, is it.